Welcome back to the channel, guys. Episode 32. I'm recording this one straight after the last one because I've got some news for you straight away. So this episode, I'm going to do it a little bit different. It's going to be like this going forward now. So the start of this video is going to be the end of the season that you've just seen. So the intake of the last episode. And then this episode at the start is sort of just going to be the end of that season. And then it's going to be all the way up until the intake preview. So if anything comes up until that point. So rather than sort of missing a big chunk of the early season, I'm sort of going to fill you in all the way up. So I've got some news as well. The end of the season that you just watched, after I was playing all the young players with the youth intake, with Fernando and all those guys. So that's why I'm recording straight away. Throughout this video, it could potentially go over a couple of days because I've got to go out later, so I might change what I'm wearing. Don't worry about it. Let's do it. Okay then, so we've just managed to finish 6th. No understanding of how or why. I'm going to show you something crazy. These last 5 or 6 games, I've put about 5 or 6 16-year-olds in, and we just kept winning. I don't know why. Don't understand it. We also caught Pisa. They had some tough games in the season. They just got beaten about 3 times in a row, and we've just won. I'm going to show you the schedule now. So we lost to Juventus, as you'd expect. We lost to Atalanta. But everyone else we beat. We beat Roma 3-1, right? Right, in fact, first of all, what I'm going to show you is this, right? So this one against Bologna, 3-1, right? I'm going to click on it. Pucci scored a hat-trick at 16 years old against Bologna, right? Started up front. If you can see there as well, Leon started behind him. Rocky started there, so no Bonomi. Then Renai started at centre-back. So we played a few youngsters there, right? Bologna. Played Brescia, 3-2. Pucci scored again. Leone went on the left-hand side this time. Fino came in because Gisti was suspended. Rocky again. No Bonomi. And Renai at centre-back. Won again, somehow. No understanding of how, but we did. Beat Modena 4-0. Right? Absolutely battered him. I started Fernando that game. He scored in the 2nd minute. Pucci started just behind him in attacking midfield because I thought, I'm going to put more youngsters in. Doesn't matter, just keep doing it. Pucci got an assist for Fernando at the start. It was absolutely unbelievable. Watching those two, by the way, Pucci and Fernando, for the first goal in Serie A, I was just like, oh my God. In fact, I'm going to show you the goal. Why not? We're all friends here, right? It wasn't an especially amazing goal. Just watching them, 2 youngsters coming off and just doing that in the 2nd minute, it was absolutely poetic. So then Pucci scored straight after that. And obviously they came off and Flauto scored and Gargiulo scored. But I just loved watching it. Gisti got the ball there. Pucci squared it for Fernando. It was amazing. Loved it. Anyway, we kept doing that. We kept playing that. And then against Juventus. In fact, no, I've not finished yet. Wait a minute. I'm rushing through a little bit. Just calm down. I'm excited. This same game, Rocky played again. Renai played again. But I also put Tofanari in at right back this game. So I dropped Nasri and put another youngster in. Thought, okay, I'm not sure if we're ready for Europe yet. So I'll play the youngsters. If we drop points, we don't get Europe. But we didn't drop points. We played Juventus. We lost 2-1. Now, we deserve to lose 2-1. But Pucci scored again. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He's amazing. I'm going to show you stats in a second. Then we beat Roma 3-1. I'm thinking, there's no way we're going to beat Roma. Pucci played again. Leone came back in after a little injury. Rocky again started. Tofanari went at right back. This time, I even dropped the other Rocky, the best player in the team other than Bonomi, the other guy that's not wanted to sign a contract. I dropped him for Ruok at left back, thinking, right, okay, let's just sling another left back, another youngster in. 3-1 against Roma. Dominated possession, dominated the game. Pucci got an assist as well for Rocky, and Leone scored a goal, which was amazing. And then the last game there, against Cremonese, we dominated them, really. Pucci didn't play as well, but Leone played well. Rocky again. No Bonomi, by the way, if you noticed. Tofanari again, and Ruok again at left back. And we just won. I don't understand it. I don't get it. So at the moment, the team's looking like this. Right? If I just put senior squad on, the team's looking like this. There's 2 stars and 1.5 stars everywhere. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, half of my team on the pitch. It shouldn't really be good enough. It's mental. So I'm just going to show you Pucci. So he's getting better, as you'd expect, because he's banging goals in Serie A, which is crazy. If you look down here, he's got 7 goals in 10 games in Serie A. 3.63 XG. So he's wildly overperforming. Now, it might just be a purple patch. We might come back next season because he's going to start next season. There's no way he's starting Serie A next season. I don't care. By this time next season, this guy we could have a 20 million, 30 million pound striker who has 25 Serie A goals. Again, might be getting wildly ahead of myself. This episode will include half of the season of the next season anyway, so I'm going to be motoring on with this. Like I said at the start, I am going to be going out today. It's in a couple of hours, so I might change what I'm wearing, because obviously tomorrow I'll be in different clothes, etc. But I needed to show you what's happened at the end of this season, because I'm hyped about it. I've got so many youngsters now. If we look at the 5-star potential players, there's so many of them, right? And then we go into the under-20s, under-18s as well. It adds even more in. If you look at the potential there, it goes all the way down to the bottom. I can't wait to get you. I can't wait. Can't wait. I'm enjoying it, guys. I'm loving it. Also, Fernando as well. His value has gone up to 48.4 million, and he's getting better already. Got a goal in the game, obviously. It was a tap-in, right? But it was a goal nonetheless. And again, this guy next season, I might start him on the left wing instead of Gisty. Inside forward, right? I don't know. I might play Fernando striker. I might put Bucci on right wing. But again, Vangioni's still playing really well, and he's getting better. Look, he's getting better and better and better. He's still unambitious, but this guy keeps motoring forward as well. So I don't know how good this guy could be. He could be amazing. We could end up being a 20 million right winger. So Vangioni's keeping his position at the moment because he's playing really well. He's got 9 goals and 8 assists in Serie A this year. Really good performances. So, and he's off the ball, just ticked into 16. So this guy's going to keep his spot, but we've got so many options. I'm so excited. I'll catch you in a minute for the next part. It's a new day, but the same video. So we just got a massive, massive, massive increase in our reputation at the end of the season. Now, we are just below AS Roma, who have dropped down to 4 stars. We are the highest 3.5-star rep team along with Pisa, which means next season, hopefully if we get into Europe again, we hopefully could get to 4-star, which would have a massive, massive implication and improvement, obviously, on our youth intakes. The other thing I wanted to show you guys, our Europa League fixtures have just been revealed. We've got some decent teams, but teams that we can... I mean, I'll show you, for example, if you look at all these teams, Hajduk Split, Sporting, AZ, Girona, Rangers, Freiburg, Partizan, and Ran, then I don't think there's anything that we can't beat there. Sporting, maybe, and Freiburg, they're the first seeds. I think we should be beating Hajduk. We should be beating Partizan. I'm not sure about anything else. We'll see. It could be a total surprise. But we've started this season, 2 games in, and we've actually won both games. The first one was away at Juventus, first game of the season. 1-1. Look who scored 2 goals again. Tomaso P. So they should have won, right? My goalkeeper was amazing. But again, look, we had Fernando starting, Leone, Pucci, Rocky, the other Rocky. Tanari came off the bench. Renai wasn't fit enough to start that game, so I played Gardini. Obviously, Bonomi's left now to Newcastle, but what a start. And then we beat Cagliari afterwards 2-0 at home this time. This was much more comfortable. Gisti scored when he came back in, and then Tryan came off the bench and scored a nice goal, which was really good. Tryan is looking decent. So it's a really good start to the season. I thought I'd show you the Europa League fixtures. I thought I'd show you the fact that we could be getting to 4-star reputation at the end of the season. Tomaso Pucci is already a favoured personnel. Now, you guys can't see that. Let me get rid of my camera. What is that? He's already a favoured personnel. I mean, I don't get it. He's got 9 goals in 12 games in Serie A. 2 assists, 3 man of the matches, 7.35. Like, no doubt, he's absolutely killing it. Consistent performer. Ability to strike the ball sweetly makes him a really good finisher. But how is he a favoured That is very fast. I think this guy's probably going to be our top scorer ever. It's that time of the save again. We're halfway through the season, or just before halfway through the season. And we've got the youth intake preview, but I wanted to show you guys what's been going on, how the players have been developing firstly, and then we'll look at the preview. Then obviously next episode again, we're looking at the intake. So, Europa League, not very good. 1 win, 4 draws, 1 loss. I say not very good. Not as good as I'd have liked. 2 more games left, I think. I think you play 8, don't you? Is that how you... Yeah, I think you do. I don't know. It feels harder in Europe, even though the teams aren't as good. It feels like I can beat Juventus in Serie A easier than I can beat any of those 4 teams or that team. Like, I don't know. Weird. Might have to change something. I've not really played a weaker squad in Europe. I've just sort of been taking everything serious and just rotating when needed. So, like, there's sometimes a weaker team in Europe, sometimes a weaker team in the league. Anyway, we're 7th, 9 wins, 6 losses. The 9 wins have come against Palermo, Lecce, Pisa, AC Milan, by the way, we beat 3-1. Beat Lazio 2-0, and we beat Juventus 2-0. I've already showed you that. We drew with Empoli, which was annoying. And then we lost to Brescia, which was annoying. Medina, which was very annoying. Atalanta, Inter, Roma, and Napoli. Fine. Don't mind losing 3-0 to away, especially to Inter and Napoli. But yeah, it's slightly annoying. So our home form is really good. Really, really good. Our away form, not as good. Obviously, we lost at home there to Roma and Atalanta, but it was only 3-2. We could have easily won that. The squad doing quite well without Bonomi, to be honest. I thought we'd have took a bit more of a hit, especially as I've been playing more youngsters as well as. So I'm going to show you guys the first youngster then. The first one up then is Daniele Renai. Now look at this, guys. As I predicted, he was going to be very good. As some of you guys in the comments as well said Renai looks very good. You were right. He's becoming fastly our best centre-back. He's played 13 times in the league, and he's also played 6 times in Europa League. He's played every single game in Europa League. He had a bit of an injury, but he's just really, really good. He's got nearly 14s in everything you need. I'm trying to work on his composure, I think, right now. And I'm working on his passing, that's right. Passing, vision, and technique a little bit. And then I'll probably start working on his composure to get that up. Concentration, I can't really use it. There's no additional focus for concentration, which is annoying. But, yeah, then I'll probably work on his physicals. And then when this guy's got like 14 pace, 14 acceleration, with those, there's no reason why Renai can't be our centre-back for a long time. This guy could honestly become a £50 million centre-back, no problem. Not a problem, he definitely could. I'm just trying to tidy up his little rough edges, should we call them. 7 passing, like I said, and 8 composure. I'm just gonna try and sort them out first, get them to like 10-ish, and then I'll work on his physicals, because we play with a high line, and I like to play with a high line because it means you can dominate the ball a lot more. So Daniele Renai is number 1 on the development spotlight. We'll call it development spotlight. There we go. We're coining new terms all along. So last year, 12 months ago, or 11 months ago, it was a 2-star centre-back. Now, I know obviously stars aren't be on everything. They're not. But it's a nice little guide. It's a nice little visual that you can see that sort of highlights how good he's become. So he was a 2-star centre-back mid last season. And this mid-season, he's now apparently a 2.5. That's not true. I think he's 3. I'm pretty sure he's 3. Anyway, it doesn't matter really. We're looking at the graph where it starts, where it ends, and he's only going to get better. Obviously, since the start of the season, the improvement hasn't been as big, which is 10% worrying. But even at his current level, Daniele Renai performs more than enough. So everything from here is a bonus. This is a decent Serie B player. I'm not sure about that. Not sure. Right, while I've seen his name as well, I'm going to show you guys something. Because a few people said, well, one person said, give your head of youth, put him on a coaching course. And I did say last episode that he wouldn't accept one, right? I did say that in the video. So when I saw that comment, I was like, are you not listening? Doesn't matter anyway. You can't listen to everything. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Basically, now he's open to them. And he's completed 1. And he's on his 2nd one. So he completed his Continental C, and now he's working towards his Continental B. I don't think he's got any better. What I'll do is, I'll go back and have a look at the episode where we hired him, where we first saw him, and I'll have a look at his attributes when this one's done, when the Continental B is finished. When that message comes through, I'll go to my YouTuber, unless someone else knows his attributes. Doubt you do, but I'll have a look through. So, because I don't think he's got much better. It doesn't look like he has, but it might take a couple of licenses to get better. I'm not sure. But he's done very well for us. with the intake so far. So hopefully it keeps going that way. The wonder kid then, Andrea Rocky, is up next. Now, this guy's improving all the time. I do think if we go to the three at the back, I keep talking about it every episode, but I do think he will be the left-sided wide centre-back, which would be absolutely amazing because he can cross, he can dribble. He is literally a perfect wide centre-back, really. I've been working on his physicals a little bit. So I've got his agility and his balance up to 12, his acceleration up to 13, and his pace up to 13, which is nice. So he's still working on his agility and his balance. Once those reach 13, I'll probably then work on his passing, which will help his vision as well. And he can sort of become either a wide centre-back, ball-playing centre-back, or even like an inverted full-back if we end up staying at 4 at the back, or something like that. I don't know. But eventually, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to come away from this 4-2-3-1 that's very chaotic, very basketball end-to-end style that's helping us out at the moment. But eventually, we want to close the chaos and sort of adapt a different style, which is more, I don't know, possession, more dominant, etc. At the moment, we're benefiting from the chaos, but at some point we won't want that. It doesn't look like his jumping reach is going to go up, so he's not really a true centre-back in terms of like a back 4 centre-back, but a back 3 definitely could be a left-sided centre-back, not a problem with that. Honestly, if we get his acceleration up a little bit, he could honestly be a left wing-back, but I think he's better as a wide centre-back. He looks very good. He's good at defending out wide as well, which is really nice. So, Andrea Rocky is looking really good. Again, since January last season, if you look at that, that was 4 stars last season, and it's gone up here. So it's gone up a lot, and that's 4 stars. So now he's 4.5. He's a good Serie A player. He's still not interested in talking to us about a contract, but he has still got the end of this season, the end of next season, and then another 3 years. So I can trigger this whenever I want. Sticking with the defenders then, we've got Manuel Tanari. Now, Tanari doesn't look amazing, but he always performs quite well. So in Serie A this year, he started 7 times. He's come off the bench 4 times. He's got 6.93, which is pretty nice. He's now up to a 3-star wing-back and a 3-star full-back. And he has been playing at right-back. That's where he is playing at the moment. We have managed to get his acceleration up to 10, which is really good because he started at 6. He can defend. His marking and positioning is fine. Now we need to work on different things. So I think now we probably want to work. Oh, yeah, I'm still working on his quickness. But I think, looking at that, I think I'm going to work on his ball control because I want his technique to go up. I want his dribbling to go up and his first touch to go up. The simple reason that is if he eventually ends up becoming our right wing back, I need him to be good going forward. But also, if we play 3 at the back, when we do become the wing back, it's probably going to likely be like a right-sided wide centre-back. And I'll need the dribbling to like run into midfield, the technique, and the first touch. Because obviously I want to be a possession-based system eventually. Good stamina, which is really nice. Good decision-making, which I really like. Tries long-range passes. So again, if he is trying long-range passes, we need to get his passing up. Or alternatively, we could get rid of that. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do with that. I do need to start giving more players traits. But because we haven't got our style of football that I'm going to be set on for the last portion of the save, I don't really want to give them traits that suits this style of football now that we've got, but won't suit the style that we're going to be going to. If that makes sense. So, Tanari, it does look like he's going down a little bit, but we'll see. No, he doesn't look like he has, yeah. So, since again last season, he's gone from near the bottom of this little graph to right at the top. That is really high. And since the start of this season, which is the most, because remember as well, from the January here to May here, that isn't a big upgrade, is it? But since I started playing him from I guess October. I don't think did I play him before that? I don't know, but it looks like he's massively jumped from October to December. So yeah, that's really, really good. Still got 5-star potential, which is amazing. Leading Serie C player, but he's potentially Serie A standard. Even if that is top end Serie B, I'm absolutely fine with that. So Tanari is looking really, really good. His value's gone up as well. I'm going to have to get him on a new contract soon, which I'll probably do. I might do it now with you guys. So we're going to talk to him. He wants a minimum fee release clause, but we're going to say we don't want that stuck in there. And then we're going to talk to him. Squad player and then regular starter. We're going to get rid of the important player. And then we're going to give him. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. I'm going to get 5 years. I'm going to give him an optional 3. Lock that in. And then we're going to go and give him a bit more, like 7. See if that works for him. Okay, he wants like 8. Okay, perfect. So that's an 8-year contract on $8 grand a week. Obviously, eventually he might get pissed off with that. And he might want to sort of get a bit more. But for now, that is a really good value for, especially for a guy that's knocking on Nasri's door. Honestly, he's as good. He performs just as well as Nasri now. So if he keeps getting better, he's going to surpass him. Still with the defenders then to start with, we've got Merco Ruok. So this guy came through last season. He was 5 stars. He has gone down to 4.5, which is slightly annoying, but he is improving quite nicely. He did come through the academy, and he wasn't amazing when we first looked at him. Now, obviously, I think he's a couple of episodes back now, so you guys can probably have a look if you want to go back and see what it looked like. But stamina 15 is really good. Determination 17. He did come through as a resilient personality. Now he's spirited. So I don't know if that's better or worse. Let me have a look. Determination has gone up from 16 to 17. So I'm guessing spirited is better than resilient. I'm not sure. Doesn't matter really. They're very good personalities themselves. He's only played 4 times this year. Twice he started in Serie A. Twice he started in the Europa League. In Serie A though, he started twice and his average rating was 6.95, which is really, really good. Yeah, 6'1" as well. Natural fitness when he came through, I think it was 4 or 5. In fact, let's just check that as well. We can do that. Attributes. I'm going to click on natural fitness. Yeah, let's get rid of determination. Came through as 4, really close to 5. Can you see? That's like 4.4, 4.5. And then now it's at 6. So it has gone up 2, which is really nice. You guys can't see the physical growth on him there. So I'm going to get rid of my camera just a second. And you can see there he's gone up agility 2, balance 3, jumping reach 3, strength 2, and then a load of 1s. First touch is up 2 as well. Tackling at 1, which is nice. Really, really good. He's doing really well. And yeah, so this guy's another option for a potential left wing back. I am trying to work on his dribbling a little bit and his technique and his off the ball. I'm going to be working on those things. At the moment, I'm working on his ball control, like I said. Don't worry about those. They're a bug because we had this on here. Where is it? Because we had that on there. If we click on someone else and then go off it, it will... yeah, that's basically showing the other graph. Don't worry about it. It's a visual glitch. It just looks really, really good, doesn't it? So yeah, his work rate's actually gone down in his teamwork since he joined us, and his composure and his corners. I don't mind corners as much. His free kick taking is fine to go down. His long throws is fine to go down. But yeah, I guess if his physical still keep going up like that, like a house on fire, then we're going to have a really good 6'1", strong beast at left wing back, right? Because again, I'm going to want him to... He can only really play... He can't really play centre back. So, well, he could. I mean, I guess he actually could. I could retrain him. He's 6'1", isn't he? Yeah, I could retrain him to a left-footed. If we get a really good worldie of a left back through, and he sort of becomes decent but not amazing, he can either back up left wing back, or we could retrain him to a wide centre back. But Ruoko right now is not playing that much. He's still playing in the under 18s a fair bit. I do need to get him back into the under 18s because his match sharpness is going down. So I've sort of neglected that a little bit on him, which is my fault. All my hands up to that one. But Ruoko, though, it looks really, really good at the moment. He's only just turned 17 as well, 4 days ago, which is really nice as too. So he's got another full year before he's 18, which is amazing. So this time next year, he could be a really good player. He could be in our first team. You never know. The other Rocky up next then, Eduardo Rocky. And we're jumping into the midfielders now. So this guy hasn't improved as much as I wanted him to. Now, I don't know what to think because he has started 14 games this year. Now, he's got 4 goals, which is really nice, and 5 substitute appearances. So he's played in the total of 19 games, which is a lot. And he hasn't improved that much. Now, if I go to his graph, since this season started, which is like July, August there, it's slightly, but not much. It's not much to say that I've played him a lot, which worries me, but I'm trying to remember the message that we got last year when it said he could become slightly better than Bonomi was at that current time. I'm not currently seeing that, but at the end of last season, it did grow quite well from March to the end of the season. So I'm hoping he has another one of these at the end of the season. We'll see. If not, I will give him another try next season. But if next season is the exact same situation as he is now, I might sort of not use him as much because it feels like it's a waste of time then. I might even, to be honest, I might loan him out at that point if he doesn't make any more strides. But at the moment, I'm not overly worried. I'm still learning him as a shadow striker, which I probably shouldn't be doing. I'm going to learn him as a midfield attack because that's where he actually plays. That's where Bonomi played, isn't it? So I'm working on his attacking movement, which is I think we can do better than that, though. I think we can work on his ball control, which should get his dribbling and his first touch up, which is really nice. But yeah, so I thought I'd touch on Rocky. If he's the same this time next year, and he doesn't improve either at the end of next season, then yeah, we'll probably look to maybe phase him out slightly, and hopefully we get a centre midfield through who sort of like becomes Bonomi 2.0. Matias Vanon up next. This guy hasn't played as well this year. I mean, sorry, he has played as well, but he hasn't got as many goal contributions. He's got only 3 goals and 4 assists in 18 appearances. He is getting better and better. He is now up to 8 million value. 16 off the ball, really good pace. He's, like I said, he is still improving despite being unambitious, and his training ratings are still quite high. So progress from last year still going up. And while that's going up, I don't care about his personality. He's a decent Serie A player now as well. He's one of our better players. He is very good at running in behind. So I might give him the trait of looks to be offside trap because he's very good at it. He's got good acceleration, good off the ball. So that's something to consider. But again, I don't know where he's going to be playing in the new formation. I mean, it's probably going to have to be striker. So it does say striker he's very good at. It's probably his best role alongside winger and inside forward. So advanced forward, obviously you'd only have to get his finishing up a little bit, and he's really good at it, to be fair. Just because I've always seen him as a winger, I sort of look at him as a winger. But now I'm thinking maybe potentially becomes a striker. But again, we've got him in another 4 years. He's never even suggested he wants to leave. So maybe next season I give him a new deal. Probably like 12, 15 grand a week, double his pay. We are giving out more expensive contracts now, which I'll show you at the end. But yeah, he's still nowhere near the rest of the league, so we don't have to worry about anything. But yeah, Vangioni's doing really well at the moment. Nicolo Leon. This guy is looking good. He's only scored 2 goals and 2 assists, but he has started in 19 games. Basically, because he's listed as our top prospect, and I'm getting multiple messages about him saying he's more first team football, every time he's fit, he plays. Francisco Fino has had to, unfortunately, on the bench now. But to be fair, Fino comes off the bench a lot and does like late in games because Fino's better than him. We're in a weird, awkward, not awkward, a different situation where we start with worse players and then better players come off the bench, which is very rare. That happens in FM or any game in football, but we do seem to sort of come on strong at the end of games because of that reason. I'm bringing on, well, when he gets tired, I'm bringing on a fresh player that's better than him, which is pretty cool. So, but Leon is just doing really well. I just keep getting message after message. His technique's up to 17 now. Jumping reach up to 14. I'm not sure what to do with him, honestly. I really don't. I think we just keep training him as he is, and if we go to the 3 at the back, he plays behind a front 2, or there's 2 attacking midfielders behind a front striker. I'm not sure yet. I don't know if I'm going to go. I think the formation I want to use when we go 3 at the back, I think what it's going to be is 3 centre backs. It's going to be 2 wing backs. We're going to play with 2 DMs, so we can sort of build up in like a 3-2. And then we're going to have 2 attacking midfielders behind 1 striker. I think that's how I'm going to go. So it's looking like Leone, in long term, I'm talking 3-4 years' time, 3 seasons' time. Unless we get an absolute worldie through, which we might, at the moment, it's looking like Leone and Pucci behind Fernando, or Fernando to be retrained into attacking midfielder, playing with Leone behind Pucci, because Pucci is playing striker at the minute and he's playing really well. So that is looking like the front 3, and then Vangioni as a backup, because I don't think Vangioni is going to reach the heights of these 3. We shall see. But Leone right now is looking amazing. His output isn't that good, but his average rating is quite good. Like I said, he's only scored 2 goals, but he has actually accumulated 5.5 XG, so he's massively underperforming on that. Not a problem because he's only got 10 finishing, but at some point, we are going to have to hopefully see that improvement. We are working on his balance. I'm trying to get his physicals up to be in line with everything else. And then once we get his physicals up, I'll work on his dribbling and his first touch, I guess. Because if he is going to be attacking midfielder long term, I need him to be able to dribble. I need him to be able to have a good first touch. And 10 finishing for attacking midfielder isn't that bad, and it will just go up itself anyway. So it'll probably reach 12 on its own without hard focusing it. But I do want his dribbling and his first touch to be like 14, 15 if we are going to be playing him just behind the striker, which at the moment, I'm really excited about him. I can see 100% why he's our hot prospect. He's actually a 3-star deep line forward right now, and to be fair, he could play as that. but we don't use one of those at the minute. So at the moment, he's just going to have to settle for shadow striker behind the main striker. Leonardo Tryan then. Now this guy, I'm quite happy with him. Despite I've not used him as much as I'd have liked. 2 appearances, 2 starts, and 5 subs. He's done alright. He's improving quite nicely, to be fair. He doesn't play as much. The only reason why he's not playing as much is because I can't bring myself to drop Gargiulo yet. Not for this guy, because I don't think this guy could... I don't think he can do that same... Well, obviously he can't do the same role to Gargiulo's. I just feel like Gargiulo's my safe spot. He's my safe place, where I know that my team can give him the ball and he keeps the ball well, and he looks to... He's got a good long shot. He plays... He creates chances. Whereas if I just took him off and put Tryan on, I am tasking Tryan with being the deep line playmaker and the central guy to this build-up. And I don't think he can cope with it yet, because I did have him trained as a centre midfield attack. And someone in the comment section did say I would look to play Tryan as a deep line playmaker. Saw that comment, looked at his attributes, and I thought, yeah, I can see that. So I think that is maybe where we go long term, unless we get a ridiculous guy through again. But I am working on his quickness. In there, I'm going to try and get his physicals up a little bit, just get him up to speed with Serie A level, because it's like 11, 12s at the low end. At a minute, he's got 9s and 10s, but I'm hoping this guy becomes Gargiulo 2.0. He looks good when he plays, but I don't think he's good enough just quite yet. His work rate at 8 is a little bit worrying as well, because my deep line playmaker is the only guy that sort of is... He sits back. He's the guy that anchors the defence from... quite a high position, but he's got a lot of ground to cover. So at the moment, I'm a bit hesitant to throw him in. Again, at the end of the season, if he doesn't like we can get Europe, or we just sort of tail off into mid-table, I'll just play him. I've no problem with that. But at the moment, while we're on trying to get through Europe, trying to maybe get European spots again, I don't really want to do it just yet. So the good thing about him, though, he's always stayed at 5-star. True, since the start. So that's always a good sign. Next up, Matteo Rizzi. Matteo Rizzi, I think, will end up being the right wing back. Someone in the comments yesterday, it was a nice comment, it was a really good comment. He suggested that he might be wasted at right back. But I think he's right. I think he's right with that. Especially with the 11 finishing in a back 4. But in a back 3, I think he'd be perfect for right wing back. I don't need to work on his physicals, especially his agility at 8 isn't good enough just yet. But I've started him twice, and he has got a 6.4. He was started on the right wing, so didn't really pull up any trees. Van Gioni got a bit of an injury. So again, look at his progress bar. It has gone down a little bit, and that's on me, to be honest. That is on me, because in, what's that, April to December, 8 months, he hasn't really got much better. So I mean, I don't usually do this. Because he's playing as a right winger in my tactic, when he plays, I usually train players for that position, but I'm actually training him as a defensive winger. So basically what that does is he's not going to lose current ability because he's not being retrained into wing back, but he is still training defensive attributes, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to get the bang for the buck with that, because if I start doing right wing back now in anticipation, first of all, I might not go to that formation, and we might change to something different, and then I've sort of wasted current ability points there and put him back 6 months. And the other thing is he's just going to get worse, and then that's not good. So I'm trying to just train him in his natural position, because he doesn't need any current ability points for that, as a defensive winger, and then that works in defensive attributes for when and if. More likely when, it's like 90% that I do change formation, but I'm just sort of keeping him in limbo a little bit. Working his quickness, because he's going to need pace. I am going to be hard focusing Rizzi's physicals to start with, because honestly, as a right wing back, his defending attributes aren't that bad already. 8 positioning will go up on itself, but 11 marking is really high and 13 crossing. So 14 off the ball, good work rate. Obviously, his mentals will go up when when he gets older, but I need to hard focus the physicals. Fernando then is next up, 16-year-old Italian-Brazilian striker. Fernando hasn't improved as much as I'd have liked. He also doesn't play very well when he does play. I don't know why, but he doesn't. So 7 games he started in Serie A, sometimes off the left wing, sometimes with striker. Hasn't scored a goal, hasn't got an assist, 6.41. So I've sort of taken out the firing line. He's playing for the under-18s now. Just going to let him do that for a little bit and hopefully he improves that way. His determination also went down 1, but he's still a perfectionist, which was nice because I thought maybe that's got rid of that. Yeah, as you can see there, he's sort of a little bit better than when he came through, but he went up a little bit and then went down from September to October. No idea what happened there. I think it's because of bad performances in the first team. So again, I took him out and he started improving a little bit. So I'm going to keep him out for now. He's not quite... I don't know what he... don't know. Maybe his pressure attribute's a bit low. You have to wait a little bit, but his ability to strike the ball sweetly makes him a good finisher, which is nice, and he's got a good pace. But like I said, determination. If we have a look at it here, that's at 15, and now it went down to 14 about there. Yeah, pace has gone up from 11 to 12, so I'm not sure why that's a downward arrow. It shouldn't be a downward arrow. His pace has also gone up from 12 to 13. So things have moved up just slightly, but he isn't playing that well in the first team. So I just took him out. Also, as well, I like his jumping reach has gone up. That suggests that it's going to keep going up. If it goes up really early, really good sign, especially if you want him to be good in the air, or any player in the air, defender or anybody. Now, he's going to be a great player. I've not got no doubts on that. I think he's got high potential. He's got good personality, but some players just aren't good enough in the first team to start with. Absolutely fine. This guy can hopefully score so many goals in the under-18s that it makes that team play well and get good results, and then obviously that helps the other players. So at the moment, he's on the bench in the first team. I don't really bring him on. Last but not least then, we've got Tomaso P. So Tomaso P keeps getting better, but his value is still quite low. Honestly, I thought that his value would be higher than that. I don't know if that's like a thing I need to be worried about. I'm not sure about that. But everything's going up. His acceleration is now 15. His finishing's 15. His passing's 14. His technique's 14. The best thing about him is he's very good in the first team. So 14 starts in all competitions, 5 goals, 4 assists. Now, he scored... He had an injury as well. He had got an injury for about 3 weeks there. And he did score, if I look here in his form. He got 2 goals in the last game against Palermo, but he's been getting assists before that. He played on the right wing a couple of times when Vangioni was injured. In Serie A anyway, he's got 5 goals in 10 starts, right? He hasn't scored in Europa League, but again, we found it harder. I don't know why. Look at his progress bar. Going to the progress. He's flying. From there, in January, to right up there in December of that year. So in 1 year, he's gone from the bottom of this graph pretty much to the top of it. So he is our starting striker now. I do play him in every single game that he can. Obviously, if he's tired or fatigued or a little bit injured, I won't do it. I'm not going to risk his future with any of that stupidness. So we still got Flauto. Again, the same situation with Rocky. We can take Pucci off at the end of games and bring Flauto on. He's technically a better player than Pucci at the minute. So we do end up finishing the game quite strong in a lot of games, which is nice, especially against tired teams. We do seem to get a lot of points. I don't know if you can check that on FM, like how many points you've won or goals you've scored near the end of the game. You used to be able to. I'm sure you can. I've just not delved. But yeah, Pucci is doing really well. And the last person I'm going to mention is Luca Sardini. Now, he's not done anything amazing. He's not played in the first team, but I'm just sort of bringing you guys' attention back to him because I think this guy is going to be a ridiculously good centre-back. I'm just saying that at the start as a prediction like I have done with a few other people. He doesn't look amazing, right? You look at him and you probably wouldn't sign him at 16, would you? You'd skip over him. But if you look, every attribute that is going to be useful for his role, if it looks bad, it's 9. And if all these 9s, like technique 9, passing 9, marking 9, heading 8, Concentration 9, anticipation 9, bravery 9, acceleration 9, pace 9, stamina 9, strength 8. If all those were at 10, everyone would look at him a lot differently because the double figures look a lot better than the single figures. So he is a little bit under the radar in terms of that. You do have to remember that he's only just turned 16 a couple of months back. I just think this guy's going to be amazing. I genuinely do. Playing under 18s, and that's where he's going to stay for a while because we've got good centre-backs. Well, the next time I get a message about Sardini that he's getting better and he goes up to 2 stars current ability and he gets that next boost up, I will start making him come off the bench a couple of times in the first team. He'll still play with under 18s, but he'll play a couple more times. I don't know why. His number's 69 as well. If you guys have noticed that, I've not done that on purpose. I'm not that childish. But yeah, so that's the thing. I just noticed it then. I'm wondering if you guys are sat there chuckling at your screen. Oh, he's giving me 69. No. I just auto numbers and that's what it's giving him. So, yeah. Sardini there looks very, very good. Before we look at the youth intake preview in a second, literally like 30 seconds, I just thought I'd mention something I noticed, that Fernando is now listed as our hot prospect, and it's no longer Leone. So that's interesting. His full name is Fernando Sequeira Alves. That's pretty cool. Our midi prediction has gone up to 15th now. I think that's obviously because of the 6th place finish. We've done really well actually since going up. We've finished 9th, 6th. That's really, really good. I don't expect us to finish any lower than 9th anymore. I think we've got the top 9, top 10 locked up. We might have a bad season maybe at one point where maybe we're changing the tactics and we're just tweaking the tactic a little bit. Maybe we fall down to maybe 10th then, but we should be all right. We're very close to 4-star reputation as well. I want to push us. I want to try and get us through to the Europa knockouts, and then that might push us up to 4-star current ability, 4-star reputation. Let's have a look at the preview then. Yeah, we've got a Saudi Arabian team chasing Gargiulo, and it's annoying me. I'm not going to lie. They're trying to pay 5 million for him, which is just nothing to me because we've got 42 million in the club. But this intake preview then. Please be really good. I want fullbacks / wingbacks. That would be nice. Oh, actually. No, it's not fullbacks. We've got fullbacks. We need centre midfielders and wingbacks, I think. I think that because Bonomi's gone and Rocky might not come through like I thought he would, centre midfielders is a big thing. That is the number 1 priority. And then secondly, I think it's wingbacks. We've got a lot of attackers now. Let's have a look. We have got centre midfielders and wing-backs. 2 prospects in the centre midfield. Also centre-backs again, of course. Of course. Centre-backs is A in every single intake. And winger as well. Okay, so the winger could potentially play a wing-back, or he could play a striker or attacking midfield when we eventually go to that formation. Wow, so there's a wing-back. So there's 1 wing-back. It looks like it's a right wing-back because there's no left wing-back in the little intake distribution there. If I just quickly shut my camera off. There's no left wing back. So it is a right wing back, which is a little bit annoying because Rizzi is that guy. So I would have liked the left wing back, but it's fine. Centre midfielders as well. It looks like there's 2 top prospects and there's 3 coming through. There's minimum of 2 centre backs that look promising, and they've got 3 in there. Attacking midfielders a C, which we're probably not going to be finding anything with that, but that's absolutely fine. And then we've got one of our wingers as a handy prospect, which could be either side. So we don't know, but that is very, very, very good. And Onazi, by the way, is absolutely killing it. I'm going to go and have a look, like I said at the start. I'm going to go and have a look at how his attributes started when this Continental B license finishes. But that, guys, is going to be the end of the mid-season update for this season. Thank you for watching as always. Please leave a like on the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you do. Let me know what you think about everything and anything that you guys could maybe think that maybe have helped to me. Leave a subscription on the channel as well. We're so close to 5,000 as well. We're getting closer and closer and closer now. And until next time, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.